Boy, you just can't make this stuff up. John Tate called me. Uh, at just a moment. That's and then Mature in the gang of chuckle fucks. Oh, we're just fooling around. We're just having fun. No, something's going on here. And I got, I pressed him. Um, there are two separate things going on. You know, we're ASOP. We're the artists and entertainers out to save the planet, save our planet. Artists and entertainers save our planet. Um, that's us. But there's this. This is what I stumbled on when I decided to dig in and fight at AMB because they were so stupid. Um, these guys are the guys that are baiting. It's called cash baiting. They're the ones messing. They're the ones doing the Nigerian 419 advanced fee fraud scams. You know how we want to move this. You know these millions of dollars. We want to do this, but we need $800 up front to pay to the broker or something like that. Um, I really need to keep the smoke from going deeper. Just my body's craving nicotine by smoke, but it's got to stay in my mouth. Is what spirit's telling me. So I can't. I don't. I need. I'll probably never be able to quit smoking because it's part of the culture, part of the earth culture. Because it has, it's part of the ecology is burning. We need to burn things every now and then, but you don't want to burn all the way down into your lungs, just your mouth. And really, with alcohol, you can absorb the benefits of the alcohol right through your mouth and just spit the rest of it out. You don't ever have to swallow it. But by the time it gets, it's been used. You don't want to take alcohol all the way down and past your liver until it's had some time to react with your own enzymes. So if your liver has to deal with it, it's too much. Same thing with fructose. You don't want your liver knowing it's worse than alcohol. So you don't want to swallow. That's why the French inhale, where it's, take it in their mouth and then suck it up their nose. You just don't want to, and you definitely don't want to hold it like weed, which I think it's 10:30. I've only had about half a liter since. That's good. Part of the problem is I don't have a lighter. Oh yeah, let's see if Mel's there. This is another problem. I'm being tailed. do I have this thing on? Yes, I do. Holy shit.
Do not hang up or you will lose your place in the queue.
Holy shit.
Todos nuestros operadores de
It's
policía
running.
se encuentran atendiendo a los
I have incontrovertible proof on my screen right now that my phone is being tapped by the another message board people. And they may, in fact, have Chief Kazmirzak on their payroll because this is like major conduit to the CIA crime network that I've uncovered. And I have the proof on my screen right now. We'll see how the police are going to react to it. I'm not going to chimp out. No way. I'm gonna just like overdose right now on Kava. Right now, because I'm like, with my hand, my quivering here. It's just like, whoa. We're coming to the end time. God will not let them do this to me. They simply won't.
Tucson Police, Blair.
Oh, Mr. Blair?
Yeah, can I help you?
Yes, please. This is Ms. Tommy Wasserberg calling from 64 North Euclid. And I am looking at incontrovertible proof on my screen that the complaint that I have been making for over 3 years about organized cyberbullying, about paid agents of somebody's paid agents who are harassing me online. I have incontrovertible proof that these people have my telephone taps on my screen right now, and I want somebody to come immediately to take the report. I don't care who it is. I don't care what Linsky's going to do with the report when he gets it. But I want somebody to come immediately to come and look at what's on my screen. Please.
All right. What is your last name?
Wasserberg. There's numerous calls from this location for this exact same issue. I am talking about organized harassment from the internet.
Okay, that's fine. Spell your last name.
Whiskey Alpha Sam Sam Echo Romeo Bravo Echo Romeo George.
And your phone number there?
520-241-2776.
All right, we'll set it up for an officer to stop by there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye. See what I can draw out of these fools in the next little while. I have a recording that I made of John Tate admitting I probably should go shave. I didn't shave this morning. You know, I got to get in the habit of going straight from the bed to the bathroom instead of the bed to the workstation. That's Tom's job, is bed to the workstation. Tommy's got to go from the bed to the bathroom. I'm going to get split, apparently. I don't know. I have no idea what's coming. I don't know. I've just been doing what I've been told all my life, my entire life. I don't hear voices in my head. I feel the mother holding my hand, my feet down to the earth, and I feel the father with his hand on my heart ready to rip it out. You know, big flame. I don't care where he goes with it either, because I'll be still here. Okay? Namaste, motherfuckers, because it's coming. I've already experienced that once, at least once. There's a split. It's just gonna, in a flash. No man will know the date or time, and it's just gonna happen in an instant, in a blink of an eye. What is that? Get a little thing on my leg. I always had some smooth legs. That was how I comforted myself, was just to rub my thighs because they felt like a woman's thighs. You know, and just it was a woman's thighs. I always had a woman's thighs, and that was my. You know, and I used to try. And I just, you know, I have to work at it now, which is good because then I don't do it because it's not worth it. You know, I'm not. I'm going to do something else. We're getting there. We are getting there, and I should get up and not be harassing them. I just dropped the screen and have been recording myself, but clean my office space, and go shave real quick. I think, um, you know, because that's how it started. I was making a video. I mean, you know, I not only am documenting it in writing, but I'm documenting it with videos. I was making a video and I get a phone call. It's war, baby, but we're gonna win because you know, while the boats are coming between us, coming between us, long the boats are coming between us. Hold on to this shore, or they'll be taking the keys from the door. Rock and roll, happy day. Yeah, I'm losing it. But I'm just sucking kava instead. You know, I don't know badly. Because I called the cops. I'm waiting on them right now. I just like closed everything down, leave it like it was. Oh, I probably need to. I gotta make sure. That's right. Anyway, bye. Oh, we're a couple of great artists, and shit, I better make sure I capture all of that. Oh, I think I still have that thing running, don't I? I forgot. And I don't really want to have it running because this is we're training the security camera. I need to call Mel about the tail and find out because I freaked his mother out again. It's like, look, I'm a targeted individual, dude. That guy's tailing me. Is Mel available, please? Hello, is Mel available, please? Please have him call me at 520-241-2. Well, he will be here in a minute. I'll just call back in a little bit then. Thank you. What the hell is that? Oh, it's Google's this week's stupid shit. Dictionary of the English Language by Samuel Johnson. Oh, it's Samuel Johnson's 308th birthday. Ask me if I care. I don't. Let's see what's going on with the idiots. Oh yeah, I have it running. We're waiting on the cop.
This is Jody.
Hi, Jody. My name is Tommy Wasserberg, and I called a little earlier, and you switched me over to a paralegal, and I forgot her name.
Would it have been Danielle or Kathy?
I think Danielle.
Okay, let me try her line for you.
Thank
Hold on
you.
one moment.
I think we'll go to the bathroom and we'll wait for them. Yeah, the secret to staying sane is to disconnect from the things that are making you insane.
Hi, this is Danielle, and I'm away from my desk or on another line right now. If you please leave me a message after the tone, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If your call is of an urgent nature and you need immediate assistance, please dial 0 and the operator will have you paged. Thank you. After the tone, please record your message. Hello, Ted Salmon, McAnally. This is Jody.
Hi, Jody. She didn't pick up her phone, and this is, I'm calling because I'm seeking a defamation attorney, and I need emergency TROs filed like yesterday.
Okay, hold on one moment. There's only one other person I can transfer your call to. Let me try Kathy for you.
Thank you.
This is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. I'm not sure if I talked to you or the other paralegal earlier about a defamation case I'd like to hope you guys would take.
So, you know what, you spoke with the other one, the other person, and I know that she sent that, down to, transferred your call and the information regarding your call to, the lawyer, one of the lawyers here, and so he should be getting back with you.
I need to hear from him like yesterday. I need emergency TROs. I need you guys to pass your play by noon if I can. I mean, I got police on their way right now.
You got what on the way?
Police on the way right now. I just intercepted proof that there's an illegal phone tap on me.
Well, I can guarantee you that we will not get back to you or be able to do anything for you by noon.
Oh, I understand that, but just to pass or play, you know, as soon as possible, I need to hear from this lawyer whether he's going to pass or play.
Okay. All right. Well, I will pass that along. Please visit 520-241-2777.
That is correct, and that, you know, I'm in, there's possibility that there's a contract murder called for somebody involved in this, who's in New York or Vermont or something, or I don't even know, because there's just so much dishonesty. I don't know what's true or not until somebody with the proper authority can seize the logs.
Okay. All right. So you're thinking, so you called the police. Is that what you said?
Yeah. You know, the guy. What's going on is their communication software is screwed up, and I'm seeing half the chats. You know, one side of a chat conversation, and one just came through saying he saw the phone logs, and then he said something that was true in the conversation. I haven't said anything about the conversation at all in public yet.
Okay. All right. Well, let me pass that on
and there's other stuff. I mean, it's just amazing when you see just how openly these people are bragging about committing crimes against me.
Okay. Okay. Let me get this message to the attorney and see if he can give you a call back before noon.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
help you?
Hi, Congressman Grijalva's office. This is Tom Wasserberg calling again. I promised I wouldn't call until Monday. I need to speak with somebody that's got a minute to talk about this. I want to make an appointment to come into the office to deliver, hand deliver a hard copy of the hold harmless or whatever that you sent. They sent me a form. They sent me a form to fill out, and I want to come in. I want to make an appointment to come into your office and sit down with somebody to give you the. I guess it's a consent form for you to act on my behalf with federal agencies.
Okay, so you just want to come in and give us a consent form?
No, I want to come in and sit down with somebody and give you the consent form, and then sit down with somebody who will I'll bring my I don't even have a flash drive. Look at that thing, huh? I want to bring a lot of evidence on a flash drive with it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to sit down with somebody and go over the evidence, not just drop it off and walk away.
Okay.
So I need an appointment. I don't want to just walk in.
Definitely. May I ask what your name again was, sir?
I'm a man, please. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I said, sir.
I'm not a sir. Please do not address me as a male. A female, please.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that. What would you mean?
Are you my name is Thomas, but I'm transgender. And I go by Tommy and I'm female.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. The phone number is 520-241-2776.
Yeah, 776.
Yeah.
Spell your last name?
Wasserberg is Wasserberg. Trouble is, I'm looking at your office. Do you have a downtown office?
We're located on 101 West Irvington Boulevard.
I see where that is. I gotta see where it is exactly in relation to my house, because I don't think I can get there on a bus even. I'm gonna have to rely on my associate who has the wheels. Oh yeah, maybe. What bus? I mean, you're straight down 6th from me.
Okay.
You're straight down 6th from me, just a fair ways.
Okay.
Is there a bus that comes out to your office that way?
Yeah, there's a bus station right next to the office, actually.
Okay, so I'll just hop something at it probably turns right at Euclid too. The buses going south come out of the Ronstadt and then go south down Euclid.
Okay.
Okay. So if you just let me know when's a good time. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are my best days.
Okay.
And mornings are better than afternoon.
Okay, definitely. Let me talk to my supervisor real quick and I can get back to you.
Great. You called me sir again. This is probably the same guy.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Hey, I'd like to come in at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning if someone should be able to help you. And then, I guess you need to get a federal agency involved in order to get
There's
help
a
with
federal
this.
agency I want to sue. There's 3 federal agencies I need to sue. And I want everything they have on me released to the public. I have been targeted by the CIA, by the FBI since at least 1969. And I want that revealed. I want everything about me, every document that the illegal covert government has amassed on me since I was a child. I want it released. And you guys are my representatives. I'm saying that there is an illegal covert government that took over on November 22nd, 1963. And I've been saying it since my 5th grade teacher said it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that day.
Okay, so would you like to file a Freedom of Information Act then, or?
Lots of them. Bunches
Okay.
of them.
Okay, definitely. Well, if you'd like to come in at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we can help you out with that.
Okay. And you'll have somebody that'll sit with me for an hour or 2?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Great. Thank you. And what was your name again, please?
Will.
Will. Thank you.
Okay, definitely. All right,
So,
have a nice day, ma'am.
so yeah, thank you. So, what's today? I'm kind of unstuck in time because I've been heavily pressured. Is today only Monday? Today's only Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
today's Monday the 18th.
Cool. And I don't think I have an appointment tomorrow in the morning, so I'll try to get over there by 10.
Awesome,
Great.
thanks so much.
Great. Thank you.
All right, have a nice day, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Kiwi farmers have a new fake news site up called the New Zealand Daily Standard that they're defaming people in. No, shit, she's not home. I'm not picking up.
Hi. Yeah, Josh. Yeah, well, shit. So, drop me and I'll put it in the line and try to get back to you. Well, bye.
Hi, Josie's machine. This is Tommy talking to it. I need to talk to you as soon as you got a few minutes. I'm like on the edge of like a nervous breakdown. Pounding. I just got proof that there's an illegal wiretap on my line by these trolls, and I need some help from the community at this point combating it. And all the people I know that are targets of the Kiwi farms won't even talk to me about it, except for a few, and they don't want to talk about it in public at all. And I need it worked up in public because I got sites that are like working hard to defame me. And then I just found a site where they got a new thing that looks like it's a real news service, and they're defaming everybody with that, like Sophie and Greta and everybody. So give me a holler. I'm blocked at Facebook again. I have been 30 days, in the last 90 days, I haven't been able to block the post for 6 days. So they just, as soon as I say something that they can report, they can report it. Which has got Facebook like cold for discriminating against me because I'm transgender. I don't want to talk right now. I've got my camera running, and I'm trying to keep things coherent while it's all raging inside my head. My verbalization's coherent. So I don't want to rant much on the machine. Just give me a holler, please. Happy day.
To replay your message, press 1. To continue recording, press 2. To delete and re-record your message, press 3. For delivery options, press 4. To mark urgent, press 1. Message marked urgent. To replay your message, press 1. Your message has been sent. Thank you for using T-Mobile voicemail. Goodbye.
Hello. Hello. Well, fuck, I fucking had it. I have fucking had it. This is the tap. Yeah, nothing much going on there. I think it's time for me to just go and let's see what they're saying about this yet. Hey kiddo, thanks. Boy, I'm on the edge. Oh, no, I'm fucking on the edge. I'm ready to fucking lose it. Tom came right out last night. It's a freaked out area, and we were supposed to do a gig last night. I mean, things have been just totally nuts. As far as the trolls, I mean, they just keep escalating because they're professionals. It's definitely Langley. And I got proof of that. They got a tap on my phone, and they talked about it. You know, one of them called me this morning that supposedly is like on the outs with them. That supposedly they have under surveillance for a hit on him. And he called me this morning, and I was talking with him and telling him about how I didn't trust him at all because he'd lied to me in the past. And then one of them, they got this chatter. This is what you used to do for the Navy, isn't it? Wire up their communications shit.
Actually, power systems. And,
Oh, the big shit. You weren't doing. Yeah, there was a. Have you ever heard of a chief? He retired. There was a chief who was the electronics like wizard. A chief named Walter Smith, a master chief. He was chief of boat of the Hornet when he retired. And he lived in my neighborhood when I was in Del Valley. He lived in my subdivision, and this was when this was like 19 or 20 from about. This was like the height of browser wars, right after the turn of the century. You know that he was coaching me on the shit that was going on. So he was showing me how to get into stuff from underneath it. But I never did it remote. I just know that it can be done. And what's going on is their wireless software is all glitched, and when they're talking to each other on their handhelds, I see half the conversation in my chatter on my, you know, because I got a local host here. You know, this is a local network server here on my desk, and it's got a direct shot right to the, you know, there's a wireless tower that's fucking looks like it's less than 100 yards from here when I walk outside, and it's, you know, we're less than a mile from the server farm downtown. So and they don't have you know, I'm just buying a portal. You know what I mean? And do you know anything? I forget the name of it, but there was back in the old days in the 90s and the early NASA had some program where they were crunching data using shared computers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my friend here, she probably know more about that stuff. She's born.
Yeah. So like, you know, when you plug a computer into the internet, it's like it's sitting there waving a big white hand at the whole world saying, "Hi, here I am. This is what I want. Throw it at me." Right? And they do.
Unless you've got 512 encryption.
Well, see, I don't, you know, see, that's the problem that I have, is that I'm an integrator. That's all I've ever done all my life, because I'm just putting shit together to use for something else. And so, like, you know, I put the thing together, I load the software on it, and it either works right or it doesn't. You know, when it comes to encryption and, you know, I need somebody to walk me through the registry right now just to shut down the right things so that I can get some control. My problem straight along is that I've had a local network server plugged into a network that it didn't have full access to. So it was receiving more than it could send, and I'd experienced hardware and software failures because of that. And that was mainly when I was on the paired gain networks. It's not so bad wireless because what was happening was they doubled the voltage to bring in without permission. So when that gets stepped down onto the main board and then stepped back up, shit burns. You can see that. You know about the microsystems, don't you? You're doing. Yeah, well, it's the same. You know, it's the same. You know, you put too much amperage through a fucking wire, it's gonna melt.
Yeah, you're gonna melt the wire, or more than likely they melt the components at the other end.
Right. Well, you know, you're looking at printed circuits that are operating at half a volt, and if there's more than, you know, if there's more than, it's plus or minus one. It's plus or minus a half volt on the ground line causes a binary fault. And if there's more than, you know, if they add up and then it pukes. That's what happens. You know, that was before, you know, they burned out a computer on me when it died. it sent a spike down into the ground line and through the neighborhood breaker. You know, it received something from a satellite. It got stepped down, then stepped back up, and bam! It just blew out the whole fucking neighborhood. In one flash, it was a pow! So a big blue flash on my screen. Pow! And everything was gone. And it might have been a rain. It might have been lightning. I don't know. I forget whether it was raining that night or not.
Yeah, well, see, you've got dry lightning too, so it's too good. The lightning strike, the thing is that a lightning strike anywhere on the line, anywhere between the transformers on the line, you're going to feel. Unless you got a transformer in between you isolating you. You know, you got a one step down, so let's just say it's the high power lines, you're going to have one step back between you and that. That's not going to
That was it. You know, and it was coming straight into a 110 service on the ground, and it was coming straight into a NID. On the, you know, the electric runs at the telephone runs at 45, I think, and then they double it to 90 to ring the line.
Yeah.
And before,
Well, coming on, if it comes down on a telephone line, it's a different story. It's the same thing, though. It's just,
well, you know, I did not have any kind of wireless reception on this machine, so it had to come off. It had to come out of it had to come out of the ether down into the Peergain network to talk to my machine.
yeah, if you're talking copper wire, really,
Yeah.
it's like that.
Yeah, you send a spike through there onto the, you know, a millimeter layer, less than a millimeter layer of gold. That's gonna melt it.
Yeah, well, when I tell you this, you know, that easily kind of spike out, I mean, accidentally or intentionally.
Right. It could have been accidental or intentional. But do you see how that, you know, if something was coming off the phone line, going through a power supported machine, you know, it had a UPS, you know about the switching power supplies inside. You know about those. So it's coming. The signal is coming off the phone line onto the main board through a power conditioner about the size of a shoebox, and then through a UPS that was about the size of a cigar box before it went to the modem. So it had to go through the power conditioner and the UPS to even get into the main board.
Your comm line you're talking about, you're talking power.
Who what?
Your communication lines, like the
It was all integrated into the power conditioner before it ever got to the power switching unit in the machine. It went through the power.
comes out the wall. When you have the work up in your house, the wall, at any point, it actually go through physical filters. So that's why you used to have the line.
No, it was going. Yeah, well, no, because they didn't have DSL, so it was coming straight off the NID into a slow modem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's thinking. There could still be the possibility of that kind of setup.
Yeah, the DSL.
You're getting a spike on the communication side. If you don't have any filter, it can disrupt any spikes that come through.
First one, no. Well, I thought I did, because the phone line was coming into the line into the machine. You know, no, it wasn't. It wasn't going directly into the machine. The phone line was going directly into the modem. I mean, into the UPS, and then it went through the UPS before it hit the modem. It had internal PCI modem, and the phone line went through. It went through a battery. You know, it was the UPS, and it had the UPS was reporting excessive line voltage for weeks before it happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is the UPS units that have basically power and comm filters in there built in there. So it's a factory unit.
Right, and it's a programmed unit. It's got software. It's looking at what it's reporting to the PC what's going on. So but it could. I talked to the ONIAC. You know, are you familiar with ONIAC? Because they did big power. They did the big power stuff. You'll find their shit like the transformers on the bases of cell phones and stuff. And they had a lot of defense. So ONIAC, you're out. My dad was with a sales rep of theirs, which was, they just sent me some show samples is what they did. Some smaller units that they used for show samples, and they sent them to me. And so when they blew everything, I talked to the ONIAC engineer, and he pretty much said the same thing, that it is possible, because it's a small neighborhood box. What it could, it's one of them ground-mounted boxes. What are they, maybe 4 buckets worth?
Yeah,
and and it wasn't far. You know, I was like 7,000 feet from the pop, but I was only about 100 feet from the transformer. You know, the transformer was just right around the corner from my house. You know, it's picture a little mobile home park with real lots. You know, not all crammed together, but real properties, like a small house. You know, small house on a small property, but they're mobiles. That's what I was in. And you know, it was just like I was right on the corner, and a couple of doors down on the other street. You know, it was at a cul-de-sac, and you know, so I was the first house to the east of the cul-de-sac, and the transformer was on the second house from the cul-de-sac on the street going south. So it wasn't, but it couldn't have been 100 feet from the cul-de-sac from the transformer. And something came off the phone line, be it lightning strike or intentional, and it just zapped everything that quick. Just you know, everything snapped in my place. It all snapped, bam, with a blue flash on the screen. And when I brought it back up, when you know the power was out for about half hour before they came and flipped it back on. And then when it came back on, the AZP controller had been wiped out, so it couldn't even give me any. It couldn't give me any display at all. It burned out the graphic controller on the main board. Yeah, it had to be, because like, you know, because it had to, you know, it has to take that shit and manipulate, work with it, and then step it back up to 110 for the video monitor. You know, it's getting, you know, the modem has to step it down to 5, and then the board steps it down to a half for the PC for the CPU battery. The CMOS battery is running at half a volt. I mean, at 5, it's running at 5. And then you have to have the ground line clean to plus or minus a half a volt, or you have binary problems.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah, it sounds like that one there was just a bad sort of event there with a lightning strike. That was, since nobody was going to try to do that intentionally, to generate that much power and stuff would be overkill. It would need to it'd be difficult. So if you're a lot safer on there, I think he would just shoot a spike high enough to kill everything. Basically to override the filter, but without destroying, without being too difficult.
Well, you know, I'm finding out that what's going on, just in general, is that the CIA is doing their usual CIA thing that they've been doing forever, and forming these companies, covert companies, to handle their organized crime. You know, the CIA is not all. It's always been. You know the history, Donovan and Kissinger and Casey and the OSS and all that shit. They've been into business. You know, it's all about. That's all about flipping the axis of the you know the world government from Berlin and Berlin and Rome to Washington and Tel Aviv. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. Okay, we got the police here now. Because I got food on my screen right now. There is blind tasking on my phone this morning. I think I can close the door. So it looks like possibly you're in an ISD. Yeah, you're not coming in here without a warrant. Well, it's called just how you get the service. Yeah, well, I need a control officer with control service. Okay, how can you get a witness to dial gold in the line in the past? Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I need somebody to understand. Yes, please.
Do you want the strip closed?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, probably should because the street's too noisy. The head door, because the street's too noisy for this. Josie, I'm just gonna put the phone down, what they sent the MHIST, officer, so one that's been here before just as a second on duty and then a new one. It's Hussman's the big guy and Schladbauer. Schladbauer. What does it mean? What's the translation?
It's a German translation to some sort of town, but
No, that means something. We're really Romanian, but my great grandfather, they named him Wasserburg, which means water town. Well, actually, Burg is
Schlad
town.
is a town, and then Weiler, I think, means town in German. It could be.
I don't know, but let's bring this chair in here so you can shoulder surf me.
Well, it's okay. I can look over your shoulder.
Okay, I need both hands. So Josie, I'm putting you down, and this is the site that this began with. This began with Jim Scott about 3 years ago.
Jim Scott.
He was a lieutenant then.
Oh, okay.
And Chief Kaz, I spoke to him back then, and he was just shocked at what I was trying to say, and he didn't want anything to do with it.
Okay.
And I just saw him recently, and he said, well, yeah, contact my office, and I've been sending emails, but he has not responded. And these guys are saying that they own you guys. These guys are saying they own Winsky, Dial.
May I ask
Yes.
a question, if you don't mind? Forgive me because I haven't seen you in a long time. Is this the same individual last? Because I remember this, someone owned it,
It's a group.
but what was the leader, the head guy? I forget his name.
The owner of the site is Addie Correa.
That's not the name of
The name of the ringleader is Tom Madera, Medara. No. Addie Correa owns the site. The ringleader is Tom Madera, who is COO of a company called Spiros Consulting. And then there's a number of other chuckle fucks.
There was a guy, I remember you showed us like his Facebook page about.
That's Kevin Hoffman.
That's the one. That's the name I was thinking.
Well, that appears to be
Completely
a
separate,
construct. That appears to be a construct that they're using a patsy in Montclair, New Jersey by the name of Kevin Hoffman, who owns a garage. But it's possible that garage is really a front for a chop shop because this Kevin Hoffman in New Jersey is apparently the nephew of the New Jersey Attorney General. And there's been some, if you look, there's been some corruption problems there. By all appearances, though, Kevin Hoffman's a fake. I don't know. And this is what I've been saying straight along. Is I can only say what I see
did
here.
they send
I don't know
something
what's
today?
true or not. What?
Did they send you something?
This was
about
today. No,
Force
what's
One?
happening is their communication software is screwed up. So that, this here is a local network server. This is not a handheld device.
Okay.
But apparently they're looking at it through the portal as if it is. Okay? So, this is what they're doing to me. We had a bet and I didn't pay it off. And they're ripping off my media all over the place. And here's somebody I'm teasing. And basically, Winsky and Dial trying to tell me, well, just stay off the site. Well, that doesn't help stop the media ripoff and them defaming me all over the web. They got me run off the site. I haven't been able to post it on Facebook hardly at all for the last 3 months because as soon as they see something they can report, they do. And then I can't sue it all because I can't afford it. And none of the public agencies will sue for you.
So who has victimized you today?
Well, nobody. This is an ongoing thing.
Okay.
Nobody in particular. I just have been intercepting some shit. This one here, Sneasel, is stalking me.
So what's he saying or doing? Is he making any threats to you?
Oh no, they're not making
That's
threats.
good.
They're saying I'm making threats to them,
Oh,
which I do sort of, but it's really, legally they're warnings, not threats.
okay. I think
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, I just did it to Golden. I
When's the
told
last
him.
time you mean,
He called me when I was all worked up. 3 days after I'd called looking for, immediate response. And I didn't even remember why I called at that point because, you know, excuse me, I'm an artist and I'm busy
So
with
this
my
is
art.
continuing a little bit
This
from
is
what you told him about.
ongoing shit. This is new shit since he called.
Is there
And
new stuff you need me to look at?
yes, absolutely. This is why I called today.
When's the last time you spoke with Detective Golden? How long ago was that conversation?
In the last week, and I hung up on him. I just like, no. And then I just turned to Kaz, and I've been dealing with Kaz, and he lied.
Who's
No,
Kaz?
Chief Kaz.
Oh,
And he's got Linda, somebody or other in records, working on collecting all this shit. And Golden has been lying. There should be all sorts of, and these guys claim that they own them, both of them. I mean, and they also claim that Chief Kaz is now posting them. But that's all bullshit. They make them up. But here's what. Here. This is it right here.
That's it.
This is one of them.
Okay.
This is where, you know, they're saying they're talking with Kaz. They're talking about a contract murder on the guy that called me earlier today. He mentioned the black Buick in the phone call. I read the phone tap logs. His claim about people lying and not having credibility is ridiculous, given that he's a known liar. No, I'm a fiction writer, and I'm you know, I'm a graduate of Delphi Sake School of Improvisational Comedy. We were the high school and college kids when John Belushi and that whole crowd were cutting our chops. We were the ones feeding them. Yes, I'm fucking nuts. I'm real good at it. Yeah, but you know, I got a note from my doctor saying I'm not a threat, and I'm easily redirectable. Because basically, what's happening is somebody's stressing me so much that Tom's on duty.
Well, let me
Sure
ask
you want to
you-
go there?
Let me ask you this then: with what's going on today, are you able to cope with the stress? it's
Oh,
causing?
absolutely. I'm laughing about it. That's why I got my friend on the phone.
Awesome.
You know,
That's good to
at
hear.
this point, it's just, you know, you guys fucked up, and it's a matter of finding the right avenue to, you know, I got an appointment with Grijalva AIDS tomorrow.
Okay.
Because the main problem, and this is a nationwide problem, dissident artists, educators are being professionally trolled. And what they're doing is they're exploiting all the sociopaths, you know, the pimply faced kids in their mama's basement, and they're feeding them with misinformation that these people are spreading all over the web. This is something new I found today, this Kiwi Farms. This is masquerading as a legitimate news site, but it's total bullshit. And this is all, look, you know, this is a transgender person they're doing transgender, all sorts of negative shit about transgender people. Now I can show from 1999, from January 21st, 1999, I logged on for the first time from a private terminal. I've never been online. I've been online, well, no, I hadn't. We had a private terminal in 1985 because they were defense contractors. And I hadn't, you know, during 80s and 90s, I was mostly on the road. When I settled down in 1999, or tried to in Chicago, and we lost the lease eventually, in January, maybe it might have been 98, was it 98 or 99? I don't know. 99, it was 99. Because my partner was at a Yippee meeting in New York. Youth International Park.
Oh, cool.
You know, the guys who tried to let it take the Pentagon? Them guys? He was in a meeting in New York, and I was at home. We had a mansion on North Sharon Road in Chicago at that time. And I was logged on from a compact running Windows 95. We need to listen to
Nope,
that.
sorry. Let's turn it down so I can hear you.
And somebody broke in, and in those days, the disk manager would show the administrator what was going on. And I saw it, looking at everything, copied some stuff, took off, left some stuff behind. Totally destroying my internet connection. When the ISP, we had to reconfigure it manually on both ends. They did such a job on the connection. And when I reconfigured it, the intrusion traced back to the Incirlik Air Force Base, which Madeira at that time may have even been stationed there. He's an Air Force Academy graduate who did 20 years on an Intel desk trying to quit smoking.
Not easy.
Well, I can't quit altogether because I'm a hereditary medicine person, and I'm what you call an unorthodox Jew because our oral tradition was broken on my father's side, which is where the practice comes from, in a pogrom. My great grandfather was an orphan. He was one of his big number one. So that side has always been like, you know, the voices. The voice of my father talking, and my training to repair that has come from the Native Americans. So the smudging and tobacco, I can't give it up completely. I just have to learn how not to suck it past here.
Wow, that can't be easy.
Well, I'm not hurting. I haven't been hurting my lungs because I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm hurting myself. Is right here. That I get, you know how to French in half. I have to learn how to just absorb the nicotine and not suck it into my past my mouth.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I appreciate you explaining a lot of this. Is there anything I can do for you today? Reference the post that you saw. That you
That's
think
all.
I can assist
You know, it needs. You know,
wanted to share?
if you guys can't do it yourself, the way Winsky and Dial have played it is it's individual incidents that they believe that are because I'm seriously mentally ill, and they're trying to get me committed. There have been 4 since I started reporting this. There have been 4 falsified petitions. The last one was so bad the doctor wouldn't even send it to the judge, and then the one before that was so bad that the admitting doctor said if it wasn't for the judge's signature, he'd kick it out. And you can see yourselves that, yes, I'm nuts, but
I wouldn't say that, but I do want to make sure, one of my jobs too is when I have contact with people, do you have the resources that you need? Are you getting the
Oh,
resources?
absolutely,
So there's
absolutely.
nothing I can offer you in that.
You know, I have a full treatment team now.
Nice.
We were missing a psychologist because they moved the behavioral health services all the way down there, but we managed to work that out where they send a car for me.
Great. That's good.
Yeah. So I have a full treatment team, and I think I'm going to be seeing a psychiatrist soon, just to get an update on the letter because it's already a year old. But I see my gender therapist quarterly, and she just, you know, they were holding down the dose because of my age and smoking and elevated LDLs, and then they got he wasn't really a gender therapist. And really, driving down the libido is the most important thing because that's like the biggest problem in gender dysphoria. Is I need to not have this thing be able to like fuck my brain all the time. So we finally calmed that down. So I'm officially in the legendary transgender second puberty right now, and connected with my soul sister. Parallel track, 20 years younger than me, who's also a performing artist. We're collaborating together.
Sounds like good things.
Yeah, lots of good things going
Keeping
on.
you busy. Sounds like.
Very, and these people are going out of their way, and I have video proof of that. Where the camera's running now, but it's not broadcasting. It might be streaming sometime when you guys walk in. It might be streaming live, because that's what's going on. We're the indie media, we're the indie producers, and this town's got we got Top Dead Center. We got Brian Dean Trio. We got Nottingham. You got Glendon Gross doing the jazz. This is the most dynamic live music scene in town. It's one of the only community-based police departments left in the fucking country.
So you think?
But it's dirty. Your department, I have evidence that you have dirt in there. And on your team, starting on your team and in the OPS, because it's all about suppressing the conspiracy theories that are on target. And these guys are openly talking about bringing contraband, barrels full of opium, full of tar heroin, barrels, with the Sinaloa cartel. They claim to have me under surveillance. I know there's an IR that can see me. At satellite, because I got metal in my face. Right. So I'm real easy to spot from the satellite. I got metal here, metal here. It's easy to spot. And you guys are right. So they're watching this, they're listening to this. Somebody, who? I don't know. I just know it can be done, and I know I can prove with what I've captured here that it is being done. That's the basis of the whole complaint. for the last 3 years. It started with Jim Scott and is now on Chief Kazmierzak's desk, not Linsky, not your lieutenant, but Kazmierzak is the one that's making the last decision on what I'm reporting from here on out, or the federal judge, because he's probably dirty too, if any of this is true. So, did that make sense?
It does. I
Oh,
appreciate
good,
you
good.
explaining it to me.
Good.
Just want to make sure. So,
Are you a Tom or a Todd?
Tom.
So you're Todd.
You would be- So none of this is causing you to
Ah,
this trolling stuff doesn't want you to, it's not making you nervous. I gotta answer.
Oh, no,
Yes,
yes,
everybody.
So I'm saying, I told Logan, Logan started gaslighting me. I said, it's just making me feel like I want to sit up your head and sit down your neck. He's like, oh, is that a threat? No, I said, that's a line from a comedy movie. No, I deal in gemstones and minerals, and I cut one. Did you wrap your head on that?
Almost, but I remember last time I was
I gotta tell them all this.
So what's your first name?
My name's Daryl.
Daryl.
Nice meeting you.
It's gonna take, or it's gonna take again, I'll report to my supervisor.
I can tell you what died out from my
Can we put the chair back in front of the screen?
Friday.
I moved it, put it back.
I only planned it tonight, and I need to
Well,
shave
you
this
that's what I'm
morning.
gonna do, okay?
If what? If you want us to do a roll, I'm gonna get my business card, the world, stuff. If it doesn't help, then I'm gonna say, well, you know where to find me. I'm on a better dose.
Whatever it is.
Better dose, and it's dose, last time. Okay. Okay, they're fucked. Hello, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, they just left. That was good.
Okay.
Did you hear it all?
I can chat through it. Yeah, I could kind of. It was a little bit broken up. I could hear quite a bit of it.
Yeah, it was good. These guys, they took the right notes.
Sounded like they took it all serious.
And they did. The one of them had been here before as an observer, and I don't know if you could hear it because we were at the door when he said it. He says, you're obviously much better than the last time I was here. Which I am. I've been alone all my life, starved for affection, having to give myself my own love. And when last time he was here, I was not quite as entrenched in the local community, getting enough love. Now I am.
Yeah.
And I got, I'm making money. I'm making good money most of the time. I mean, it's a hit or miss thing with busking. And swinging, swinging, bling, and busking. It's like, depending on people's moods and how much money they got in their pocket.
Yeah.
So how you doing? I saw you wailing the other day about something, but I couldn't say anything. I think I even called, I said, Josie, what's going on in the text.
Yeah, I probably didn't answer because I went offline for nothing here. In fact, I only popped on once since I posted that. It's more of something I just need to vent and say what I felt, and then I just got the fuck off. I splashed on and splashed off.
Right.
It's all, it's this time of year right now. It's my 1 year anniversary when everything went fucking totally to shit. So it's just going to be.
Well, I think we were I think there was a Mercury retrograde.
What?
There was a Mercury retrograde going on recently. It might still be going on. I don't know. I haven't checked. Whenever Mercury's in retrograde, that fucks up communications everywhere.
Oh. there's also there was recently some serious sunspot activity too.
Yes, there was. Big flare or something.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a CME or not, but
Well, you know,
there was one that lucked out.
it's all alive. You know what? It's all alive. It's all balanced. You know, the matter and energy do what matter and energy can do according to rules. Okay.
Yeah, no, their rules are not ours.
Well, it's there. You know, it's the rules of the universal controllers. Not, you know, nothing that anybody on Earth has ever been able to do is going to be able to override the quantum physics of the universe. Nothing. Huh?
And we don't even understand it.
Right. And nothing we can do is going to override it. And all of humanity, the entire mass of humanity, including all of our technology, is only an infinitesimal fraction of the entire mass of the planet. We're just, all we are is a fucking rash on the surface of it.
This is the planet, much less the universe.
That's why they have this planet quarantined. You know, the whole idea of the discernment of the knowledge of good and evil. That's what the Adam and Eve story is about. And that's why we're quarantined, is that humans are not trustworthy over the rest of the cosmos.
Fuck no, we aren't.
They don't want us out there because we'll wreck things.
Because we do wreck things. I mean, we will. We do.
Right.
That's what we did to the goddamn planet.
Well, they're going to need to. I prefer you didn't use that phrase around me, please. And thanks for giggling, knowing why. It's like, you know, excuse me, but I have a hotline to the boss's fucking navigation deck. I'm ground crew. I'm leading the band, singing them in. Okay, that's my job. Because that's what we have to do. They will not intervene until we show ourselves worthy, and the only way to show ourselves worthy is to gather up 144,000 people and have a circle jerk until they land on top of it.
Yeah. Oh.
But thank you for doing that, because I was like right on the edge of it, and okay, this is 2.5 hours long already. Let's shut this down. There's your work. Got your work cut out for you, you fucking stalkers working for the CIA piece of shit, and don't even know you're working for the stalkers, you CIA piece of shit. And then they're all the NSA, and all the whole thing is like the banker gangsters. You know, oh, Rothschild, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, it's like a matter of public record in the fucking archives all over the world what they did. What happened, you know, Morgan, the Morgan banking dynasty come down from Lord Henry Morgan, the Queen Elizabeth's privateer. The Rothschilds emerged from the Khazarians who oh, I gotta take this. I gotta let you go, man. Happy day. I'll get you later. Hello.
Yes, Tommy, please.
That's me.
I'm a lawyer at Harrelson, Miller, Pitts, Feldman, and McAnally.
Oh, thank you for calling back.
Sure, I guess you talked to one of my assistants.
I sure did. I sure did.
Okay. So she gave you the basic rundown, but if you can maybe take 2 or 3 minutes and make sure I have all the facts.
It'd probably be better because it's very complex. I'd probably be better if you were to ask me questions based on what the rundown was, and let me expand from what I told her and you understood from her, rather than me to start all over again.
Okay, basically what I have is that if you've had some kind of cyber bullying or cyber attacks by a number of different online organizations, I'm not sure exactly what they're saying about you, that you are, I guess, living off the grid, that these folks have been bullying you for some time, that maybe 10 people or maybe more.
Okay. I see where to pick it up from. I'm claiming that there has been a conspiracy to suppress me most of my life. That I can identify the existence of FBI files on me from the COINTEL program going back to about 1965, where in 1974 I was at a demonstration in Washington where 3 of us had decided when Brezhnev came to say goodbye to Nixon in the spring of 1974, we hopped in a car at 8 o'clock in the evening, and we were there by 8 o'clock in the morning, and managed to blow all the way across.
Let's do this because the Arizona law has time limits on certain kinds of claims.
Well,
and so if you're looking,
it's a
if you're looking at
conspiracy. The conspiracy, I studied the law on this. It said that the conspiracy starts from the time of the first instance. So I'm saying there's a conspiracy coming from some element of the deep state, the illegal covert government, that has been suppressing me since 1969. In 1999, there was. In 1999, there was.
Let me jump in here for a second. So I think what you're saying is you're looking more at probably some kind of criminal action against these various organizations.
Absolutely. And
okay,
this.
So let me finish. So what I would recommend to you, since you're looking at potentially some kind of criminal action because of these various conspiracies that these folks have been involved with, that's not something my firm does. You probably are going to want to contact one of two things. One, criminal lawyer is probably a good place to start, but then of course you'd also want to inform law enforcement. We don't do either of those things here.
Yeah, I understand that. Law enforcement has been informed, and part of the problem is that law enforcement agents, particularly the mental health units and the offices of professional standards, there are people on the payroll of these cyber bull, they're IT security consultants. In the here and now, today, if we work from today backwards, there is a man named Tom Madeira and a company called Spiros Consulting. There is a man named Joshua Moon and a company called Lalcow LLC. There is a man named Addie Cloray who owns another messageboard.com, which there are numerous police reports about. And there is a man named...
What I would recommend to you, based on what you're saying, is if law enforcement's not sort of the way to go for you, I would recommend you doing a little online research about local Tucson criminal defense attorneys.
Slow down, please. Let me tell you what my strategy is, and then you just pass or play, please.
I'm not sure what that means, but...
That means that I'm coming to you. We have a strategy that has evolved over the course of quite a few years. There are numerous victims of the same thing all over the country. The law is such that the local agencies they don't have the teeth to extradite out-of-state perpetrators, and the perpetrators are actually international often. And the other problem is that the harm, the financial damage, and the physical harm are beneath the federal threshold to investigate or to prosecute at all. So what we've decided that the best avenue to approach this from, and I'm just looking for an attorney that'll just help. All I need is for you to sign it. Advise us on drafting it. We'll draft it. We'll draft the complaint. I already have a lot of it done. Where we're going to file with a motion for class status, a motion to appoint attorney, and a motion for a RICO investigation to be opened against these people by suing under Title 42, Section 1983, and anything else that might be applicable for the law enforcement agencies, the civil rights complaint that they're not acting on our complaints, that we're not getting equal protection under the law, and against the site hosts for discrimination against transgender people in favor of the people that are trying to genocide us. So this is what I'm looking for from an attorney, is somebody who's willing to mount that.
Right. So I'm not sure who else you've tried to contact, or if you've done any internet research, perhaps on some other attorneys.
18 years of it, sir. Yours came up as the second name on the search result for a defamation attorney. The first one said, no, we don't do that. The second one gave me to your paralegal, and now I'm talking to you about it, and I'm telling you exactly what I want from an attorney. In terms of a a civil rights complaint asking for a RICO, asking for the criminal investigation is basically I mean, how do you feel about that strategy?
Oh, I don't know nearly enough to give you any advice on a strategy. So I would try.
Are you licensed to practice in federal court?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you licensed to practice in federal court?
I am, yes.
Would you be kind enough to just like send me a letter to 64 North Euclid? It's 85719. Just briefly saying why you don't want to take the case.
I'd be happy to send you a decline, sure.
Yeah, right. I mean, I that's what I've got. Everything you suggested, I've already done, and I'm just gathering what I need to go to the court and say, hey, look, this is what's going on my own.
Okay, so you don't want any other names or anything?
I mean, unless you know somebody that specifically that would, that's a crusader that would do this on behalf of indigent artists and educators who are being victimized. Yeah, but unless you don't, if you're just general, unless you know somebody in particular.
Okay, so what address do you want me to use for this?
64 North Euclid Avenue.
Okay.
And it's the zip is 85719.
Okay. And Tommy.
Tommie.
Okay.
Jane, Jayne, Wasserberg. Wasserberg. And as long as I got you on the phone, how much would you charge me to get my name changed from Thomas J to Tommy Jane?
I don't do that. I would imagine that's something you could get somebody to help you with for very little money. That's a pretty easy process. Honestly, you could do that yourself. Just go over to the Superior Court.
Do you think that's something that Legal Aid would be willing to do? They will not sue anybody, but do you think that's something that qualified for them to do it or help me do it?
Who?
Legal Aid. The pro bono lawyer.
Name change is so easy. You can do that yourself.
Uh-huh.
Just go over to Superior Court. They have some forms. You can completely do that yourself. It won't even take you more than an hour.
Well, I heard it was a couple of $100 to file it.
Well, yeah, it costs money.
Will they let you file in pro se? I mean, in paupers?
No. You're gonna have to pay for it, but you can do it easily. It's not difficult.
So I just got to call the Superior Court clerk and find out how much I need to bring, huh?
Yeah. Just go to the forms. It's really not that difficult.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
I'll send you a letter out.
Thank you very much. Happy day.
Okay. Take care.
Bye-bye. Oh, are you still there? Okay. She's not. Well, okay, I think this, if I remember correctly, this started out with the calls to the lawyer. So that's 2 down and one declination letter to come. And that's all. I'm not going to chase lawyers anymore because I know the answer. We don't do that. There's no insurance company, and you don't have any money. You ain't getting our service. Bye. So, Sneasel, fuck you. Lurker, fuck you. Todd, fuck you. Anybody else to watch this long? Thanks. Or fuck you. I don't know. Namaste, motherfuckers. And to my family and friends, thanks for watching. Happy day. Bye.